We're back this week with Reese Trumper, Akau racing manager. Reese, what's been happening in your world this week, mate?
Hey, Hazy and viewers. We've had a very busy week. We've been back at Ellerslie and down to Hastings. We've got Tauranga on Friday, a couple meetings Saturday, and our Fortuna Open Day on Sunday. So it's been a very busy week for us, for sure.
Well, talk us through Ellerslie. I know a lot of the viewers out there would want to hear about the track and how it's holding up going into that first race meeting on the 14th of January.
I've done an excellent job there. The track was absolutely amazing. You barely hear the horses gallop on it, and they just bruise the top of it. It's going to be really good when it's up and going, and Cracker Millions 9, it's going to be massive buzz.
Absolutely. And I guess that first meeting, as I mentioned, is on the 14th of January, and then we head along to the Cracker Millions meeting night later on there in January as well. So some exciting racing action at the home of racing in New Zealand, and we can't wait to get back there as well. So this week, I guess the winners of the week that's been, on Thursday there, we had Stella Splendida, the very well-bred Stella Splendida, take out a race there at New Plymouth.
It was great to see her back in winning order. The owners stuck with us after a disappointing first up run. We had a few problems after that. She got over them, and it was great to see her put her best lead forward. I don't think it was an overly strong field, but she would have taken a lot of confidence from that. She's obviously a very valuable mare that's won 3 races now, so she's definitely worth what we paid for her.
And 2 winners there at Riccarton on Friday, and Valorious, the first starter, and Elegant Lady went back-to-back.
Valorious and Elegant Lady are very close to Dave's heart. Valorious, obviously a son of Heroic Valor, who's doing a good job at stud in Queensland. He's a horse that's just taken a little while to mature. We've given him plenty of time, and it was good to get him down there, and it was a $25,000 maiden victory for the owners. So tops to them for allowing us to take him down there. An Elegant Lady, she continued on her winning form from her lovely victory at Riccarton on the last day of Cup Week. She's a mare that's going to certainly pick up some black type over 2,000 metres plus down the South Island.
And Saturday there at Trentham, the Group 2 Mode Technology Wakefield Challenge Stakes was taken out by the well-bred Ridden Tycoon filly, Captured by Love. I know David Ellis paid a bit for this filly in the Gold Coast, but is going to be duly rewarded early on in her career, 2 from 2.
She's an absolute tank. That's all you can say. As soon as she got the saddle put on Saturday, she just looked the part. She was just different class to all the others in that field. That Australian speed this time of the year is just so much more advanced than New Zealand speed. And it's good to bring progeny back from Australia and race them in New Zealand, because the prize money here is very good now. It was a $175,000 race. And there's some really good clients that Dave's had in horses for many years, and they're absolutely buzzing from it. She's just been tipped out for a few days now. She'll get ready for the Matamata Breeders and hopefully pick up another Group 2, but she's a very, very promising filly.
And of course, she's part of a filly syndicate with another one in there out of Zusane, and that one goes pretty well as well, I hear, Reese.
She's a lovely, big, strong filly. She just had a few issues along the way, but she's trolled up nice, and we have a lot of time for her as well.
So there you go. I'm sure the team will be running the filly syndicates again next year at Karaka and via Magic Millions as well. So keep an eye out for those in due course. But those bunch of owners are already out and are looking forward to some pretty exciting racing moving forward as well with these 2 exciting fillies. Outside of that, there was the 1 winner there on Sunday. 2 winners there on Sunday at Rotorua. Good to see War of Succession win, and also Rue de Rivoli.
Exactly, and syndicates again, obviously the Colt Syndicate, War of Succession, and the Philly Syndicate, Rue de Rivoli. So it's good buzz. War of Succession is a derby horse in the making for us, and Rue de Rivoli, she's just taken a little time. She's always been a filly that hasn't carried much condition, but being a summer 3-year-old now, she's holding her condition well and she's handling everything right, and she's going to find herself in some nice races deeper in her preparation.
Excellent. Well, we're going to kick off there at Tauranga on Friday in race number 5, the Duncan Dental Maiden 1200, where we've got Glitzy Glory, the daughter of Embellish, taking her place with Opie Boston on her back, drawn barrier 3.
She's come back in good order this preparation. Her trials have been good. It was good to see her jump and put herself there. So from the draw, we'll look to be positive. It would be good to see her in the first half dozen. Quite quite often they go very hard in these maiden 1200s at Te Rapa, so it'll set it up for someone that's just off the speed, which could be her. And the way she's looking, she's forward enough for that.
And race 6, the Owen Phelps Eves Gate Par Maiden 1200. It's a maiden race. Mel Melson is a first started by Darcy Brahma, draws barrier 2 with Niranjan Palmer on board.
He's a horse that's just taken a little bit of time to slow down. He was a ready-to-runner from last season, but he's come back in good order this preparation. His trial was better at Te Awamutu, so we are heading into Friday knowing that he can run a bold race. We'll have to ride him quietly from the draw, though, because he is a horse that can get up and over racing, but Palmer gets on with him really well, and whatever he does on Friday, he's going to improve off.
And never forgotten there, draws barrier 9 with Opie Boston on board.
Disappointing first up, taken plenty of improvement into this run. We've run a lot of tests over here, can't find anything wrong. Her work's been good, eating's been good. Opie on's going to be a massive help. Again, we'll have to ride her quiet. She's a horse that can get up on the steel, but she has drawn out slightly. But like I said, these maiden 1200s can be run along at a good tempo, and it could set us up for a beautiful mare like her.
Race 9, the Real Chartered Accountant 1600, rating 65 benchmark. Hayati, be good for Fortuna to have a winner there before their big day on Sunday.
Exactly, and she's been racing in good form. The mile's going to suit. And getting her back onto a better deck will help her as well. She's a top 3 player for sure.
And race 10, the Gartshaw Construction 1600, rating 65 benchmark. 2 take their place, Devoted and Furiato there for Pencaro with Opie Boston on board.
Devoted's still building up fitness. He's going to be a lot better once he gets to 2,000 metres, but it's a good chance for him to have a quiet ride and get home strongly. Furiato, she's put in 2 really bold performances this preparation. Really happy with her. She's a lovely staying filly for the future. And the mile will suit on Saturday, and I expect a really bold showing.
And over to Trentham there on Saturday, we kick off in race 2, the Pave Masters 1300, rating 75 benchmark. Another one for Fortuna there in Dance Arena, draws barrier 4 with Joe Cameron on board.
Disappointing in the South Island. Track was just far too firm for her. We had a shot at the stumps to try and pick up some black type. Didn't work. Back to the North Island, an easier grade will help her. Track rating at this stage on Thursday is a soft 7. If it was to get any better than a soft 5, you kind of ride her off. She likes a bit of sting in the track, but she's a filly that's got ability on the right sort of track.
And race 5 there, the Majestic Horse Floats 2200. Fierce Flight was down in the south as well for 2 starts and wasn't that far away from them, perhaps being a little bit unlucky. He finds himself here in Trentham with drawing barrier 4 with Jonathan Parks on board, albeit carrying the top weight in 60 kilos.
2 solid efforts at Rickerton. He definitely had his opportunity to win in both of them, but it was good to see him back racing well after being disappointing in the north. The 2200 metres with a bit of time between runs will be ideal for him. Happy with the way he's working and looking. There's a chance he could back up into the Manawatu Cup the following week at Trentham, which would really suit him down in the weight.
And leaderboard there, draws barrier 10 with Joe Cameron on board.
Again, just building up fitness towards hopefully a Wellington Cup race again. He's likely to back up into the Manawatu Cup as well. So just watch him. Again, if the track dries out too much, he's not really any good on it.
And race 7, the Group 3 Law Masters Eulogy Stakes for the 3-year-old fillies, set weight conditions over the mile. 3 take their place here. Mazzucato has strung together a few victories in her last 4 starts. She draws barrier 5 with Lisa Allpress on board. Can't
split the 3 of them. Mazzucato's obviously drawn a lovely barrier, but sometimes she can lack gate speed. Her barrier manners do let her down. So if she was to jump and put herself into a good spot from that draw, Lisa Allpress is riding well. She's definitely a first 4 player.
My lips are sealed. The Ace High filly draws barrier 8 with Joe Cameron on board.
Improved effort in the O'Leary Stakes. Step up to the mile and pedigree will help her. Joe got off her the other day and just said, get her to a mile. Big roomy track at Trentham. She's going to have a lot of time to explode. She could get into an awkward spot from that draw, but she's definitely got the ability to be a first 4 player in this.
And Vivacious was a good trialist, was a bit unlucky there on debut, then came out and Julia Blige there at Te Araha last start, beating quite a handy little field of gallopers. She draws barrier 12 with Jonathan Parks on board.
Filly that we have a lot of time for, unfortunately, has drawn very wide, so we'll have no choice but to go back from that draw, but she's got a big long straight and the roomy track at Trentham to wind up. She's certainly a filly that's going places, and as long as she's taken more improvement from her victory at Tiara, she'll be very hard to beat.
Over to Waikato Cup Day there at Te Rapa. It's a good day for anyone in the Waikato that wants to go and attend the races. It's always worthwhile heading on course that meeting. And we kick off there in race number 1, the ICIB Broker Web 2-year-old, set weight and penalties over 1100. And Cognoscenti, the son of Castel Vecchio, draws barrier 2 with Matthew Cameron on board.
He trialled only fair at Waipa since his bad debut performance, but he's taken good benefit from that. The visor blinkers go on. His work's been really slick at home since then. Will be positive from the draw, and he'll run a long way for sure.
And Move to Strike, another example of a horse that David Ellis has purchased from the Magic Million sales. He looks a ready-to-go galloper and a proper horse. This one winning 3 from 3 trials. Reese.
He's a beautiful animal. He'll be the standout probably of the whole race day. He's beautiful black horse. Trials have been excellent. Puts himself forward. Drawn the right gate. Got the right rider. Got the right silks on. So I expect a really bold performance.
And about last night, this Capitalist filly is well in the market for the 2-year-old Crack a Million race and owned by a woman-only syndicate. I'm sure Karen's very excited to see how she progresses on Saturday, but she's looking pretty good in terms of winning 2 trials and unbeaten on race day as well.
Happy with her since her victory at Tauranga. Trial at Taupo was excellent. She's drawn a nice barrier for us to teach her a bit, get some cover and run home. Warren was very keen to stick with her, and we're expecting a really bold performance from her again.
Now, there'll be a lot of interest going into race 2, the Wentwood Grange 3-year-old set weight and penalties 1200. We haven't seen Tokyo Tycoon since he struck the heavy track there at Hawke's Bay in the Hawke's Bay Guineas. He comes back after going to the spelling paddock. I believe he's put on a bit of condition since we last saw him, Reese. Can you talk us through him as he heads into this preparation?
He's in great order. He's eating and doing everything a lot better. It's quite hard to get horses to do well in their winter and spring campaign. He did it on just pure ability. First day at Hawke's Bay, wet track is very weak, but he's really strengthened up since then. He doesn't really show much energy in track worker at the trials, but Opie was thrilled with his work on Tuesday. So we are heading into Saturday with confidence. He's a versatile horse. He can jump from anywhere, whether he's behind or in front. He's just got the will to win, doesn't he?
And Quintessa hasn't been beaten on race day, 3 from 3, including taking out the Group 3 Gold Trail Stakes there in her last race of her last campaign. She comes in here fresh up. Can she hold on to her undefeated record?
She's much the same as Tokyo Tycoon. She doesn't show any energy at the stables or at the trials. She's just a proper race day horse. Those blinkers go on and she just changes. Happy with her. She's trained on well since that trial at Waipa. It obviously is a big step for her. This race is a really good form race. Obviously, Brando won it as a 3-year-old. Wild Knight won it as a 3-year-old. So whatever wins this will kick on and be a top horse. But we definitely can't split them.
And race for the Group 3 J-Swap Sprint, open handicap over 1400. I thought Romancing the Moon was really impressive last start there in the Counties Bowl, sneaking up the inside. If she holds that form, she'll be pretty hard to beat here.
Exactly, that 2 of the best sprinters in the country she went to war with. Obviously, they had the better of her over that sort of trip, but the 1400 is ideal for her. She's very well weighted, being a Group 1 winner, and from that draw will be positive. She races well at Te Rapa, having run second to Legato in the Soliloquy last year, so expecting a really nice effort from her.
And Wolverine ran in the Thoroughbred Breeders' Stakes on the same day over 1,400 metres there, but had no luck sitting out wide. The team are still trying to figure her out, I guess that's fair to say. How's she heading into this race?
She's really come back in good order since that race at Auckland. She's really chilled out and we're happy with her. We're going to race her in the earmuffs. Shadow Roll goes on. Matt galloped her on Sunday at Rotorua, was absolutely thrilled with her work. Her work on Wednesday morning at the track was good. She's been doing a lot of different work around the stable with the pony she enjoys. She enjoys the treadmill. From that draw, she should get a soft run and she should show improvement.
And Ari there, Jaws Barrier 1 with Warren Kennedy on board.
Good to see her back in form last start. It was a good second. Obviously, the step up to 1,400 will be ideal for her. She's obviously owned by some very good breeders, so it'd be a good opportunity for her to pick up some black type.
And down the bottom of the page there, Cognito's been in a rich vein of form. He ran at Counties again on Melbourne Cup Day against Habana, who was one of the favoured runners in the TAB Classic last week. Nothing wrong with his performances of late.
Exactly, and the time between that run to this, it will be ideal for him. He likes his races spaced. The 1400 will suit. Getting the senior jockey of Craig Grills back on will be ideal for him. He'll get busy on him. He will get back from that draw, but he's got an explosive turn of foot like he showed when he won the Wellington Guineas.
And race 5 there, the Power Farming 1300 rating 65 benchmark. Bellamio, the son of Deepfield, draws barrier 8 with Opie Boston on board.
He's come back in good order this preparation. He's chilled out a lot. He was a ready-to runner. That just took a while to unwind, but we're happy with him. He's still a bit woolly in the coat. He's probably still a month away from really thriving, but the 1300 will be ideal. He didn't have much luck first up at Pukekohe, and OP up is going to be a massive help to him.
And race 6 here, the Group 2 Kalamazoo Stakes, weight for age fillies and mares over 1600. The two up the top of the book have got all the form. Pearl of Alsace and, of course, the Tiakau Campion Nessa, who came out and won very impressively up the rail there last start. I understand she's held her form going into this race.
Her work this week has been incredible. Opie's been absolutely thrilled with her. She's absolutely flying. We didn't go into Pukekohe thinking she was a winning chance. We thought it was a nice race for her to be hitting the line going into this race full of confidence, but she really put her best leg forward over 1400, which isn't her real trip. She was obviously winning a Metropolitan 12 months ago. So to do that was incredible. Her mile stats at Te Rapa against weight for age conditions, she gets in really well. She'll be very tough to beat.
And she's definitely a horse there that progressed through the autumn months, finishing up there in the Australian Cup where she ran 4th. So potentially more of an autumn horse than she is a spring horse as well, Reese.
Exactly. So we're happy with her, and it's a nice opportunity for her to pick up some black type.
Fantastic. And race number 8 there, the Group 3 Sky City Hamilton Waikato Cup there. Pre-defer, the backup king finds himself in the race again here on Saturday, over 2,400 metres, draws barrier 5 with Michael McNabb on board. He's
a very happy horse. We're absolutely thrilled with him. Nicole Shaler, who runs the main stable, is absolutely thrilled with his work, how he's looking. He's just a freely happy horse. He loves getting out in the paddock during the day. You could just put a line through Trentham last week. It wasn't his fault, but the 2,400 metres is going to be a big question mark. He obviously hasn't run that trip since the Derby as a 3-year-old campaign, but the blinkers come off, so he should relax and get the trip.
Fantastic. And Aromatic really ranged up there in the Counties Cup there last start. Looked the winner at one point in the straight and just ran out of steam a little bit.
Exactly. She's very well weighted in this field, and the 2,400 metres will suit her. She has a good record at Te Rapa. I believe she ran 2nd or 3rd in this race last year on a wet track, and she can go on better ground, which she is going to strike on Saturday. OP up. She ticks a lot of boxes, and we expect a really bold showing.
And race 9, the See You at Te Rapa Tavern, 1,500 rating 75 benchmark. The last runner of the day there in Treaty of Paris, well-bred Treaty of Paris. String together a couple of wins on the synthetic there last campaign, finds himself fresh up here for a new campaign.
Exactly. He's going to get better once he gets over more ground. He'll have to go back from that draw. As long as he's running on strongly, we'll be happy.
Fantastic, Reese. Well, a few to pick from there. Where are we going for our best bet?
Move to strike the 2-year-old race at Te Rapa.
Nice. There you go. Move to striking the 2-year-old race at Te Rapa. And I guess a look ahead to next week. We're there at Te Rapa and Trentham on Saturday. There's a copious amount of race meetings heading into the busy Christmas period where we will be at Pukekohe Park there on Boxing Day and again there on New Year's Day. So plenty to look forward to over the next couple of weeks, and stay safe out there, Reese, and we'll catch you again soon.
Cheers, Hazy. Thank you.